for black men. Many people are Russian women and their love for black men. Many people are surprised to learn that Russian women genuinely love and appreciate black men. Listen to what some had to say in the video.
African boys come to Russia.
I love African boys.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I love African boys.
You have an African friend? African
He's
boys.
really sexy. I love African boys.
In cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg, it's not unusual to see Russian women drawn to black men, not just for appearance, but for their energy, confidence, and culture. Russian women are known for being loving, loyal, and emotionally deep. They value real connection, and many are open-minded when it comes to love. They don't judge by skin color, but by character. That's why many black men feel truly respected and welcomed in Russia. Whether through friendships, dating, or long-term relationships, Russian women often go out of their way to make their partners feel special. They're curious about African culture, warm in conversation, and serious when it comes to love. In a world that often divides people, Russian women show that love has no borders, and that real hearts recognize each other, no matter where they come from. Russian women and their love for black men. Many people are surprised to learn that Russian...
Shalom. I'd like to say all praise is due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors apostle, a great millstone, peace and blessings to the elect. My name is Conwalk from GMS Toronto doing this lesson, and it's going to be in regards to these Russian women. You know, they're fascinated with Jake over there in Russia, because Russia was a Moorish stronghold, right? I made a video a couple years back. If I find the video, I will share it in the description, going into Jakes that ruled Russia during the Dark Ages, what Esau calls it, the Dark Ages, because the Israelites was ruling during that time in Europe. All right, and you know, it says basically, you know, like these Russian women, you know, they're fascinated with Jake, right? And a lot of them are moving to Russia, right? And a lot of our people has already been there in Russia, right? So there's a major Israelite stronghold in Russia, right? Let me get Revelation 20. Revelation 20. Revelation 21. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, right? And the bottomless pit, right, is referring to Europe, right? Because that they don't have as much as resource, like they don't have a lot of resources there in Russia, right? And like, you know, and that's why it's called the pit, right? In Europe, right? To the bottomless pit, right, which is Europe, and having the key to the bottomless pit, and the Mosai, and like Yahweh Shai, you know, like he has the keys. He's the one that takes down kingdoms and brings up kingdoms, right? So all this is orchestrated by Yahweh Shai, you know. He has the key, and having heavy chain in his hand. Sorry, let me put it in the King James, okay. Yeah, having a great chain in his hand. So, you know, that's what it is. You know, you're going to you know, you're gonna be in subjection under the Israelite, like that was going on during the fall of the pagan Roman Empire. Then the Israelites rose up to power, right? And he laid hold on the dragon, right? The dragon is referring to the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire. That old serpent, the serpent is the man from, you know, Adam and Eve, the serpent, right? The cunning man, right? That deceived Eve, and then Adam followed after her, which is the devil, and then devil just means deceiver, right? And Satan Satan just means adversary, and bound him 1,000 years. So, these Edomites were in captivity for over 1,000 years. Basically, from when you go into like the five good emperors, when you go into like the last basically when you read about like Septimius Severus, like like he defeated these other generals or emperors, and then basically like Septimius Severus, like he became like a very strong man in the Roman Empire, and then basically couple hundred years later you had the Council of Nicaea with Constantine the Great, right? And they established the whole Roman Catholic Church, right? They established that whole Sunday worship, and they established all that, right? And basically Jake was in rulership for over 1,000 years. So basically so from 325 AD to like the 1300s, that was when there was a decline, because it was 1,000 years where the Black Plague came, and basically like 2/3 of Jake in Europe died during that time. And then over 100-something years later, 1492, you had the Borgia family that rose up to power under Pope Alexander VI of Rome, and basically kicked out the Moors, the Jews, out of Spain, right? And because it was called the Spanish Inquisition, right? And basically that was when the whole Edomites rose up to power, right? Called and it's called the Renaissance, which means rebirth, right? And basically, like that's what they did. They destroyed a lot of the images of the Israelites. They destroyed a lot of our images, but they weren't able to destroy a lot of these images, But basically Esau rose up to power, right? So it says Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? And that's what he did. He covered the face of the saints. Yeah. But I'm gonna continue to just go in the spirit, because basically, these women, right, they're fascinated with Jake, right? And it shows you that these Edomite men, they're going down, right? Because not even their woman want to deal with them, right? And their woman is sleeping with Jake, right? And this is gonna be like a prequel to the kingdom, because these Edomites are gonna go into slavery, man. Right? Hardcore slavery, man. So Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. So the Lord, right? So the Lord, he's gonna have mercy on the 144,000 and 1/3, right? Because 2/3 of our people is gonna die, right? And set them in their own land, because because under Yahushua, the elect is going to get back the land of Israel, right? But that land, that whole landmass is going to be totally destroyed, and their first job is going to be to bury those dead bodies and to build up our kingdom. So, and the strangers shall be joined with them. So the strangers is referring to the Israelite foreigners. When you go into the Hebrew here, for the word stranger, Isgar, sojourner, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer lacking inheriting rights, a foreigner in Israel, though conceded conceded rights, right? And basically, like that's what it's talking about. Right? The Israelites, foreigners, right, shall be joined with them, right? Because there's Israelites that's going to be scattered. When you go Isaiah 11:11, there's going to be Israelites that are scattered in Ethiopia, in Syria, right? They're going to be all over. Paphos, which is Iran, right? The Israelites are scattered all throughout the world, right? And and when Yahweh Shai, when he gives his elect the kingdom, right? Everything is gonna go right back in its natural course, and the earth is going to rejoice, man. Right? There's gonna be no more mourning. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, right? So the Israelite foreigners. And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and for handmaid. And that's what we're gonna do, right? Right. So that their men is gonna go into slavery, right? Right, and and their women are gonna be our handmaids and our bed wenches, because that's what they did, because that's what they did to us, right? Right. They've been doing, they did a lot of stuff to to our people during slavery, man, and even right now to this day, right? And they shall take them captive, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So there's no that we're not gonna be equal, right? You damn Edomites and you nation are gonna go into hardcore slavery, right? And you're gonna be under our foot for 1,000 years. When Yahweh Shai, when he gives the elect, when he gives them, that power, right, to rule, right? Let's get Psalms 2. Psalms 2 and I start at 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion, right? So that king is Yahweh Shai, right? And Zion, which means a monument, right? I will declare the decrees that the Lord has said unto me, thou art my son. So the Lord is Yahweh, right? Has thou said unto me, thou art my son, right? So this day have I begotten thee, right? So right now Yahweh Shai, right, is sitting on the right hand side of the Lord, just waiting for the kingdom, man. Right? He's waiting for his kingdom to be inherited, and the 144,000, the 1/3 are going to be joint heirs. We're going to be a nation of kings and priests, man. We're going to be completely sovereign. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, right? So let's look at the word inheritance, right, in the blue letter here. Psalms 2 and 8, inheritance. Nakla, possession, property, inheritance, heritage, property, portion, share. Yeah, we're gonna have shares on you, damn heathen, man. Right, and we're gonna have land. Right, we're gonna have land, cattle, slaves. Right, and we're gonna have a crazy, amazing industry, man. Right, because we're going to rule. Right. Because Yahweh Shai, in his past life, he knew that he was King Solomon. And King Solomon, he's the richest, he's the wisest and the richest man, of all time. Right? So like when Yahweh Shai, when he comes back again, like the kingdom is gonna be so amazing, man. The kingdom is gonna be so amazing. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt, yeah. So we're gonna actually have rod. We're gonna have a sword, right? A two-edged sword. Psalms 149, I believe. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. That's what's gonna happen, man. This is Psalms, I believe. I think it's Psalm 149. Psalm 149 and 9. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their bed. That's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be we're gonna be glad because when we wake up, we're gonna have nothing but smiles because we're gonna have possession, man. Right? We're gonna have as much a woman, right? As much we're gonna have. It's gonna be an amazing sight to behold as an Israelite man. Alright, under Yahweh Shai, the 144,000. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, right? So the word, right? We're going to execute judgment, right? And we're if they don't because basically us executing judgment is going to be according to the law. So if they don't want to follow the protocols of our kingdom, right? We are going to judge them, severely, and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. And that's what's going to happen because this place needs to be set back in order under Yahweh Shai and the 144,000, man. To bind their kings and chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. And that's going to happen. They're going to be hiding in these deep underground military bases, trying to hide from the Lamb, and like when the 104,000, when they come out those chariots and they go into these deep underground military bases and gather up these so-called kings, right? Like the Rothschild family, the Rockefeller family, all these damn Edomite families that are hiding in these deep underground military bases. We're going to put chains on them, like how they did to us in slavery, by putting us putting us in on the cargo slave ships with chains. We're going to do the same thing, all right, double, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have ye all the saints. Praise ye the Lord, right? And like a saint, which means consecrate. Saints means consecrated one, because the Lord he made us consecrated. So saints is kasiad, I believe. Kasiad. Faithful, kind, godly, holy, one, saint, pious. Yeah. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have ye all the saints. Praise ye the Lord. That's going to happen, man. All right, it's going to be trading. Just right now. It's happening right now, man. These Edomites, they're so-called middle class, and the poor Edomites are catching hell. Right? The curse is going on upon our enemies. So Deuteronomy 30:6. And the Lord thy power will Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. And that's what's happening right now, right? It's trading places. A lot of these Edomites are strung out on drugs, right? They're like basically like right now, like Esau, like the new nigger, man. Like their woman and their relationship or like their marriages is falling apart, right? No, the curses is coming upon Esau, man, because what ye have did, right? The Lord, you guys reaped a lot of benefits, by destroying our people, right? These damn Edomites. Right, a lot of these Edomites, they have a lot of inheritance, right? But right now, like the Most High is putting these curses upon our enemies, man. So, there's a scripture too. It says, I think it's in Zephaniah. It's not Zephaniah. Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, right? And I will save her that halteth, right? So that's what's going to happen. So Yahweh Shai is going to gather the 104,000, the 1/3, right? The 2/3 are going to be destroyed, and gather her that was driven out, and I will give thee praise and fame in every land where you have been put to shame, right? And that's going to happen, right? When Yahweh Shai comes and the 104,000 are set up, we are going to be gods. We're going to be famous, right? We're going to be famous in a righteous way, right? And these women are going to be flocking unto us, right? These women are going to be flocking unto the Israelite man, right? During that time, right? So we just got to continue. Now that time will I bring you again, even the time that I had gathered you, for I will make you a name and praise among all the people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord. That's what happened. The Lord is going to bring us back, right? To follow Him, right? And the Most High is going to make us a new covenant, right? And He's going to put the laws, statutes, commandments in His men, right? I think it's Hebrews 8 and 7. For that first covenant had been faultless, there should no place have been sought for the second. Basically, that's what's happening right now, because we couldn't keep the covenant fully, right? Because we were very stiff necked, and we're in this mortal flesh, right? So the Lord is going to bring us. The Lord is going to bring in a new covenant where He's going to give us the laws, statutes, commandments. It's going to be in His men, right, and His woman, right. It's going to be like a natural instinct. For finding fault with them, He said, "Behold, the day comes," of the Lord, "when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." So the house of Israel is referring to the northern kingdom, right? And then the house of Judah is Judah, Benjamin, Levi. So those kingdom. So those two kingdoms is going to be one. It's going to be united, all right? And the laws is actually going to be in us. It's going to be in the elect, right? And they're never going to die. Right, that's 1 Corinthians 15. Not according in the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, to the Lord. Right, because that's what happened. Because we were very stiff necked. A lot of our people were they wanted to go back to Egypt, right, and then even after the 40 years in the wilderness, right? When Joshua and the Israelites went, basically, like Joshua came and he defeated a lot of those Canaanites that was in the land of Canaan, right? And basically, our people started worshiping the gods of the damn Canaanites, So now, this is an amazing time that we're in, because we are pushing, Yahweh Bashim Shai, right? The doctrine, the name. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I'll put my laws in their mind and write in their heart, right? So they're lavish, right? So the Lord's going to actually make us be like as gods, right? And that we are not going to sin, right, if we continue, right? Like we're going to be righteous judges, right? We're gonna be like Yahweh Shai. We're gonna be like the Heavenly Father. We're gonna be like like the angels, right? And the law is gonna be the law is gonna be in our thoughts. We're not gonna have no bugged out thoughts, and write in them in their heart, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor, everyone his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. And that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen when Yahweh comes, right? And we are not gonna be out there on the highways and byways and all that to try and like lecture our people, to tell our people, oh, you're an Israelite, you know. It's going to be just automatic, you know. Yeah, so that's pretty much it with that. If I see the video I made about the Russians, about the Israelites that was ruling there in Russia, I will share the link in the description. So hopefully this video is edifying. So with that, I'd like to say all praise is due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the bonds pass of great milestone, peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.